What's up YouTube, COD4Man221 here, and welcome back to more Code of Heroes 2 online replays. Anyway, I'm excited we have Juicebox back. One guy who's been in a lot of my videos. And I'm playing as the US again. I'm really enjoying the US faction. I'm playing as them quite a lot lately. I'm trying to play as the Soviets a little bit too. I'm trying to play both sides. I'm really looking forward to a possible heavy kind of armor, maybe a Pershing, or something a little heavier than the Easy 8s. So in this match, I'm going to go with the pretty original, the Rifleman Company, to get the Easy 8s. So that's my basic plan. Get out good riflemen early that are elite, obviously, hence the doctrine. And then I'm going to save it for Easy 8s. Now in order to get these Easy 8s, right, it's 9 command points. That's a decent amount of command points. I'm going to need to stop any kind of light beagles that come out. That could be a flak half-track. That could be, they're both over Commando West, so that could be a Yag, a Panzer. And it could be, I have to be able to watch it because I can have a ton of riflemen, but if I don't have any proper counters to ATs, I'm in trouble. So I'm going to decide to go with the captain as my commander here. That way I'll be able to have that kind of AT support, and I can also grab some AT guns from that. So I should be pretty good at stopping any kind of basic armor. So yeah, that should be, that's the plan at least. So you can see I'm moving up. Juicebox is in the south here. It's so weird how I'm yellow, like the yellow player. Like I like being the blue player. So these guys, I forgot to back cap right here. So Juicebox, I'm gonna connect our fuel up. So that was a mistake by me. And you can see I was lucky. I got a Vet 2 Rifleman squad right off the bat. So that's pretty lucky indeed. Now one thing these guys are gonna try to do is they're gonna try to go with heavy on. Well, they're gonna go heavy on their Storm Pioneers. Now, can be a good strategy, but these guys are 40 manpower to reinforce. So you're trying to play an attrition war. A rifleman that costs like 20 or 30 manpower to reinforce, compared to these guys, you gotta be very careful with these guys. They need to be in heavy cover. They need to be able to not run into a bunch of American riflemen. So I can see they're already laying mines down, so that just gives me the signal to get the basic mine removal or hazard removal package for these guys. And I'll be new a building with only, well, I mean, it does have a window on each side. I guess that was an okay move. I never hop into a small building like that. Anyway, so I'm perfectly happy to sit behind my cover here, my decent heavy cover. Well, it's light cover, but we're behind a wall, so it should make it more of a heavy cover. And start shooting in the house. We do have a lot of troops. They also have a Kupelwagen, so this is a good strategy a lot of people like to use. Let's use the Kupelwagen along with the Storm Pioneers. And I'm going to start pushing on this unit. They are in the open, which is great for me. I'm going to get my guys behind cover. So you can see I pulled back from my current position. You can see I pulled back from this position right here. Move back behind these walls to kind of prevent a possible attack, because they're going to hit me from this side. I have these guys that are able to push off those guys there. So I basically shift my position. I'm going to bring these guys back. These are Vet 2, so they do have the rifle grenade if I need it. And because I'm waiting for the Easy 8s, I can use my fuel to get that captain early on. I don't have to worry about, trying to get the major or anything. And these guys managed to capture this. So now they're taking this point. That's okay, I do have a lot of riflemen I'm going to send back over here. I'm going to send all my riflemen. I do not believe the center. They have this guy watching the center. So all I need to do is capture this. You can see he's getting a 4 Storm Pioneer. I have never seen this many Storm Pioneers. And once one of them dies, we'll go double check and see how much it is to reinforce. I believe it was 40 at the time I last looked. And I'm going to chase him. I have 10 guys shooting at me as 2 guys. They are rather low health, and now they're down to 1. Every one of these guys I kill is probably 40 manpower. I'm going to double check that, obviously. So he's going with very elite infantry. That could take me one-on-one. Fine. But once they're kind of in the open and I can get some shots on them, I'll do a lot of damage to them. And I think those guys have been nerfed or something, because they don't seem to be as strong as they used to be. Let's take a quick look and see what one of these guys is. 40 manpower, I was correct, good. You have to say, these guys are American riflemen. They do have the M1 Grands. They do fire, they have semi-automatic rifle right there. They are going to shoot very close, very quickly up close. So you can see I'm just going to focus fire. 10 rifles shooting at these guys. These guys are a little behind. You can see this squad basically just gets wrecked, especially with the Vet 2 unit. So I'm going to start focusing on this squad here. I had to watch. I do not want to lose my Vet 2 squad. That was a gift from the random assortment of Rifleman Commander here, Rifleman Company. I'm going to send these guys in. So he had 8 guys there, I had 10. Because they weren't together, I was able to focus and single them out, and that's going to be hard for him to reinforce again. Look, he's going to have a whole lot of manpower, and you know, going to reinforce 2 guys right now with those, so not bad. Was able to manage to remove the mines here, and I can use an ambulance which I'm getting right now, so I pulled these guys back. I did not want to risk losing them, so I can heal them up. Juicebox is moving in. This guy's also going pretty heavy on his elite infantry, just Storm Pioneers basically. And the thing issue with Storm Pioneers is they have no kind of anti-tank. And keep in mind, when you kill an officer, everyone retreats in that. That's great for blobs. When some Overcommando West players use the blob of Storm Pioneers or a bunch of Volks Grenadiers, and that is an issue. So we don't have this just yet. We should be trying to take one of the munitions. And these guys are going to try to engage me. They're behind light cover, so they're probably going to be able to capture without too many casualties. We have more riflemen moving in. You can see I have a decent, pretty healthy infantry force, to be honest. And I have the captain went up along the ambulance. And the captain, I told him to come out right around here. We decided to take the kind of long way. And I realized that that point is uncaptured, so I know I have to take that back now. And my ambulance is just going to casually go behind the enemy lines, behind my lines here, and help reinforce some of my units. Now, when I give my guys bars, it's going to be pretty deadly. You can see I'm moving up this Vet 2 man, a little risky, this Vet 2 squad, but I'm going to reinforce off this guy. And I see a flat cap track, I'm going, oh boy, gotta get my ambulance the hell out of here. And he's barely alive. So I'm going to try to hit him with a rifle grenade, stop his engine. I'm going to shift my captain over here. Now, he does have 2 bazookas, so that's if he's 80 fuel, he's a decent unit, right? So I was able to destroy that. Vet 3, these guys got the hell out of there. I'm starting to pull back. I need to get these guys reinforced. I'm going like, oh boy, I'm not going to have my time to reinforce here. If the captain had grenades, he'd be so good. So he's going to hop in, and he's going to lose almost a full squad there. Interesting, I guess he just wanted me to probably take that, so that got destroyed there. And I'm really enjoying the captain. Juicebox is going to come back. I need to pull back from this engagement. You can see right now that he is behind cover with guys with MP44s. I need to pull back. This is non-engagement, like I am not in cover here. And he has 3 units on that wall there. This is just a lose-lose for me. So I'm going to pull back and force him in the open like this unit here. You can see I am reinforced. These guys are practically dead. And they do get wiped out, I think. Yep, they got wiped out. So another squad down. He's down to 2 squads and he's lost his flat cap track. I am decimating this Overcommando West player. Now, my Juicebox is doing okay on this side. Looks like he's trying to reinforce. He's a decent kind of varied infantry force. And you can see he's behind cover. It's really important to stay in cover. He's throwing grenades in this assault here. Yeah, don't charge in with these guys against penal troops with the semi-automatics. And you can see he managed to kill the guard on the first shot, so they all retreated there. So I'm feeling pretty comfortable about my position. He did launch an artillery flare to kind of see what's going on here, but that's not a big issue for me. I know he probably knows I have probably knows I'm going to be able to reinforce. You can see he's only getting 12 fuel per minute, and he just bought another flat cap track. Well, I mean, sorry, yeah, another flat cap track. So it's an issue for him. And Juicebox is repairing my guys. I'm pulling back with all my men right now. Now this is calculated risk. I waited until the flare was gone to do this. I'm gonna pull all my men back. I'm unlocking the bar right now. The Browning automatic weapon. Bar, yeah, Browning automatic. Browning automatic rifle. Wow. It's not BAW, it's BAR. I'm unlocking the Browning automatic rifle. I also have this Vet 2 squad back here. I'm going to start reinforcing these guys. I'm going to get all my men bars and start heading on to the front lines. But it's important that we get some munitions, because right now, I don't have a lot. I'm trying to put up some barbed wire here, but I'm going to be forced to fall back with this unit. I'm going to fall back this way, because if I retreat, I'll go right past all those guys and get massacred. So I am bringing an AT gun in here. I'm pretty much getting ready. I'm ready for a possible Panzer, maybe another flat capture or something, but I want a little bit more, make my position pretty defensible, basically. Just have a lot of AT in the area, and then I'll have a lot of anti-infantry. You can see I'm equipping all my guys with bars. And this squad's still kind of reinforcing. I don't have enough to equip this squad just yet, but I'll have it in about a minute. Anyway, they move in. I'm going to lure him back. I love this captain. I'm going to start making him a little bit more often. The only thing is, if the captain, you delay your tanks. So if you're okay going for the Easy 8, that's exactly what you want to do. So all my infantry moving in, I have my AT moving in. I have these guys just hanging out back here, launching rifle grenades. I didn't want to waste. I didn't think the munitions would be wasted here, but I thought it was, it's too far exposed. I just wanted to basically give my guys some kind of cover. Keep in mind, these guys do shoot rifle grenades out. Now, if regular infantry could do that, you'd see a ton of these everywhere. You can see how my riflemen in force. I'm going to push up a little bit. I do have the AT, keep that in mind, and I have the captain. Because all he has is a flat cap track, really. Because of his infantry choice, he doesn't have a whole lot of infantry. You can see he just has 2 squads. And he's actually floating a lot of manpower right now. So I just spotted that for my AT and my captain. See, our angle's a little off, but we were able to turn our AT gun. He's forced to fall back there. Managed to get him with the long shot because I was able to see him there. So there goes his second guy. I'm gonna pull back the squad that's damaged to the medical ambulance here. See, I'm moving that into position. Juicebox meanwhile is taking the south, and it's taking the middle now. Just got on these little hunting missions for the enemy. So I pretty much decimated Arth 1, 2, 3, 4 here. But as Juicebox leaves the south, you can see the fours are kind of blobbing up again. Well, 3 isn't really a blob. I'd be careful. I could have like a perfect definition for a blob, because you can see I had my 3 units kind of lined up like this. Would that be a blob? And why is this not cover? This is like a legit, like my guy is standing inside the tank. I think that's pretty decent cover right there. You can also equip your guys with double bars, which could give them even more firepower. But the light machine guns are probably the deadliest of all weapons for the American infantry. They're pretty versatile, actually. You can give them bazookas. I've never given my men bazookas. I think I gave them to them once. I usually use my riflemen for, taking out infantry. So I figure I have a lot of fuel right now. I have over 200, and I'm not close to getting a easy at any time soon. So I'm gonna probably get a Stuart at some point. Kind of deal. I see a lot of these guys with juice boxes trying to fight against it. But he's very veteran troops right now. His penal troops are Vet 3. That is because they got, I believe, a 10-man blob. They've got 10 men with their. Just have to tell me about this in the battle. You got 10 men with a sapper charge that were coming up in that condensed formation, and he's just moving in. And you give these guys flamethrowers, Vet 3. You got to be careful about this, especially with low units. And he's retreating again. These guys do have some kind of cover bonus, it looks like. Oh, because they're not a cover bonus, they have accuracy bonus because they're near the officer there. I want to make sure Juicebox is getting his guys out. So they both pull back. They managed to take the fuel. And there's more shock troops coming in. Juicebox is doing a good job. I was actually going to put a fuel cache of my own down here because I'm blowing some manpower, but he was actually covering it. And I am trying to help Juicebox out. I do have my Stuart here. The Stuart is not as good as I thought it would be against infantry. I thought it'd be kind of like a flat cap track almost, but it's not. I think Shermans are definitely just very good against infantry. But this guy's good because he can get shell shock, so he can basically shock the crew, and he can basically destroy their engine. Now this guy's going to have a new strategy. He's going to try to shoot at my positions. He's going to fortify, because I'm kind of fortified a little bit. Around here, Juicebox was kind enough to build some nice sandbags for me. Pretty decently placed. So he's going to try to bomb my area out. And that's okay. I'm not too worried about his artillery. It's going to take this guy a long time to have any kind of tank because he's down to 53. But he's calling artillery flares again. Spotting my positions. Very smart. He doesn't realize I have a Stuart here, though. That is really not that good against infantry. Let's go down to Juicebox's side. Needs more shock troops facing off, and it looks like artillery is going down. Juicebox is calling the incinerator barrage to get these guys off the fuel. Wow, that guy just got... You can't even see him anymore. He's like incinerated. And they get one of their Jagd Panzers. I'm having fun. I mean, not doing a whole lot of damage, but I am killing some of these guys. Then I see Shreks, and I'm like, okay, time to pull the hell back. This is a light tank. Yes, he did kill 3. And I'm pretty content just to sit in my position here. Just dealing with the tank down there. That tank moves up. I kind of figure my Stuart's done on this side. They have that crew there, the anti-tank guys with the Volks Grenadiers. So I might as well pull my tank over to try to help Juicebox. But you can see I'm pretty set up. It's pretty hard to take out my defense. If I have a couple machine guns, I'd be completely set. So you can see I have, 3 riflemen. I have the anti-tanks. Like I wanted them to do a full-scale attack. Like I wanted what Pink was doing to come after me, because I would have been able to take him down easily. The Juicebox on the Su-76 to try to take on some of these guys in their kind of condensed formation here. I'm going to call 2 units a blob. They're just very closely packed. Now keep in mind, though, that Juicebox went with Special Rifle Command, so he does not have access to any ATs. So my Stu is going to come over here, and I want to kind of get behind and try to do an engine shot, but if I'm not careful, I could get this Stuart wiped down. So I'm a little cocky right now. And this was actually a bad move by me. I'm going to lose 70 fuel because he turns. And I know I'm screwed at this point. I get kind of stuck on the tree. He's just going to pull back. He's being very smart, and I'm out of control and dead. Right. So my Stuart died. That was unfortunate. And he set up a medical truck right here, and he also set up that. So I'd usually set up one or the other. You got to kind of make up your mind. That way you're not starved of fuel forever with the OKW. The Juicebox tried to support me here, but I was just screwed. And they're throwing grenades. I'm okay. I really want to wipe out this unit. He's going to hop in this house again. And these guys are just... They're surrounded. This is like the OK Corral. With the outlaws in the house just getting destroyed. And I see a flak truck. I'm like, okay, this is good. I see a flak truck. I might be able to destroy that. So what am I going to do? I'm going to move up my ATs. I'm going to move up my ATs. I'm going to move up my infantry. I'm going to take that out. That'll be 80 fuel. That'll delay this Panther massively. So Juicebox is going to start launching a barrage. You can see it looks like he's trying to get something, actually. I'm up to 1,000 manpower. Ah, yes, he's getting some oversold on. This guy's up here, and I'm like, that's not going to stop me. So I managed to capture that. I'm going to launch an anti-tank rifle grenade. If I get lucky, I can take out its engine. If I don't, it makes sense to stop the front armor after all. Time to start moving out my ATs. They were actually going to initially... Look at all these Storm Pioneers. They were initially going to try to take out the this building right here. All these guys are coming, so I have to move my infantry into position. I'm at 7 points right now. I'm a little upset I don't have grenades, so I gotta figure I'm gonna grab grenades right now so I can start using them. And none really scares me right now. I just gotta keep pushing up. I have the forces to take on these guys. I mean, even my captain has a couple of Thompsons, or a Thompson and 2 rifles. Juicebox has an Su-85 here also. These guys are just kind of hard to kill, especially the way they're using them. They're playing very, very conservative with them. So I'm going to move in with my ATs. I don't really care if I lose them at this point. It's really bad, actually. I'm a little careless with these guys, but I really want to take out that AT. I mean, take out this truck here. So I'm going to move my AT right behind this little hill. So I'll have a nice little sight on that. Unfortunately, the way Fog of War works, my guys can't see that. Even when my riflemen move in, they can't see it. And this artillery gun is just screwed. So you can see how I spotted that, and they couldn't actually attack, so I have to move these guys up. He's specifically targeting my captain. So we gotta get around the brush here, and now we gotta start targeting it. Juicebox should move his Su-85 into position. I'm gonna put on the Fog of War up. So I'm losing a lot of men trying to take this guy out. They're throwing grenades. They're gonna kill my guns here, basically. But I do have riflemen covering these guys. They're close. I did lose that gun. I'm going to man another one. I need to try to kill this gun. So I'm going to make sure I pull back my Vetsu Rifleman squad. These are still going to cover. And this guy should die here. But then that squad gets wiped out. And Juicebox has to turn his Su-85 at this point. I'm in deep trouble. I did get an easy 8 coming up, so Juicebox is going to come help me out here. If we wreck this, that's another 90 fuel down the range. You can see he's going to try to start repairing it. So I lost a lot of men in that assault. I lost 2 AT guns. And look, the Easy 8 is here. And the Easy 8 wants a little bit of this. And see, Su-85 was able to take that out. I'm going to use some of the white phosphorus I have here to push these guys off. I have no fear. One thing about the One thing about the EZ-8, it's not so much, it's not the Sherman, it's not very good against infantry. It's decent, but it's really used as a heavier tank. And my tank decided to just sit there. I clicked several times attack on these two AT guns to destroy them so they can use them against me, but that didn't work out. Juicebox managed to push in again, but look at this, it's really like a storm, a sea of infantry. That officer makes them quite deadly. But the grenades are quite useful. And I'm gonna lose my Sherman here. Luckily I'm able to pop some smoke here. And he's gonna pull back again. I don't know what that was. There's a little hesitation there. But my smoke should get me out of here. I gotta be careful. I'm gonna lose this squad. Do I see it? I see it. Unfortunately, I see them walking right past. Yeah. But Juicebox uses IS-2 here, so that's pretty good. My infantry is decimated. I know that, so I'm gonna go out to the ambulance and start reinforcing my men. I need to pick up my bars, so these Oberson are going to be even more deadly with the Bard, MG42. Deadly infantry. If you need to take down, they're expensive though to retrain, right? To replenish, reinforce, but they are quite deadly units. I got a second EZ-8 up here. So my plans worked. I was able to starve off his, well, really put all his plans getting a Panther out early or something. Or I was able to fight off his half tracks early on so I can easily get my, you know, I can basically pull one of these guys out every time I need him. Every minute or so. So I'm gonna grab a third EZ-8. Right now we're not winning on the victory points, and you can't really blame Juicebox in the south because they have a lot of infantry that are coming at them in waves. And they all have that officer bonus. And you can't always rely on the officer. And they're playing pretty well with these Yag Panzers so far. Keep them at distance, really using them like an Su-85. But I want to go in. I just want to kill these infantry here. I'm actually not doing too well, mainly because we have that guy shooting at them too. So he's trying to repair, you know, they have a lot of Storm Pioneers after all, so I'm going to push in. I don't care if I lose one of my EZ-8s. It's important we take down this guy. So he's going to back up. He actually managed to hit the rear armor there. That's unfortunate. And these guys don't have any kind of target vehicles only. So that's a little unfortunate. And he's going to keep pulling back. There's another one. So at this point we need to back up and cut our losses. I pulled this guy back. Let me get a little cocky here actually. I think I'm just going for it. Get my rear armor hit. And I cannot penetrate the front of this guy's armor. He's now Vet 2. And once I got stuck on him, I knew I was screwed. So I'm going to try my best to flank around. I'm going to try to kind of go out this way. You know, maybe I could pop some smoke or something. But at this point, I know it's not worth wasting the munitions on that because I'm screwed, basically. So that's unfortunate. EZ-8 down. However, I was able to wipe out this Oberkommando, this Obersudan squad here and take out these guys. And I have another EZ-8 here. And he moved in too to try to take that out, but look at that. No health. This guy's really held together by like one, barely any metal or whatever. The crew has thin armor on that tank, apparently. The thin armor is all that was left because there are, I don't know, it's whatever. So, it's gonna end there. That was a fail. So I got a third EZ-8 out. I'm just gonna spam these. Well, not really spam, but yeah, basically that's my main tank core. We'll go with that. And I have these guys repairing also. They have killed one unit. They're almost Vet 2 actually. I wish I would have known that. Or Vet 1. I'm gonna build a fighting position here. Infantry are gonna be moving in. I have grenades now. They want to throw grenades. I'll throw grenades right back at them. You can see I'm gonna move around. Almost died. We also have a lot of tanks, and he's got to be careful because this IS-2 is pretty deadly. Yeah, this center's pretty. There's a lot of guns. Let's just be honest. These guys are now Vet 2 or Vet 1. I have all my men in kind of heavy cover around here. This was kind of epic because of the amount of infantry engagements that were going on. Look at the large-scale attacks these guys did. These guys are still a little behind again. And the flamethrower, he's just wiping out more and more of the blob, which is great. Massive artillery is going down here, blowing apart this whole area of the map. He thought I had guys. I'm lucky I was able to move these guys way back from this position. I haven't decided to upgrade this just yet. And I have my ambulance back here. I'm trying to reinforce my guys here. So that was this fancy assault artillery. And he's killing his infantry. We need to stop these guys from repairing, basically. So we're going to push in. You can see his guys are out of position. They're focused on the infantry here, and they have rear armor exposed. But they do have 2 ATs, so I got to be careful about that. I got to be careful I don't lose another Easy 8 like this. And I'm kind of mad because I know I'm going to lose, you know. I'm kind of mad these guys keep backing up and getting away. But this time we'll be able to pull away, thankfully, and Juicebox called the incendiary barrage to force these guys back. Your time will come, Jagdpanzers. Your time will come. You can only survive so long against us. And I'm going to keep repairing my guys after all and reinforcing back here. This ambulance is a lifesaver for the Americans, especially if you have a lot of infantry. I even have the captain who has taken out several armor, I'm sure. I want to show me 1 vehicle and 4 infantry. 15 infantry, 10 infantry, and 6. So I'm going to move in and take this position once my guys are healed up. You can also disembark your medics to help individual heal units, basically. He's setting up a truck down there. This guy set up a second truck. He actually has some fuel. I'm surprised he has 20 fuel. I mean, I guess... No, he's probably... You know what he's doing? He's probably diverting his resources. Yeah, switching his munitions over to fuel. You know, these guys want to move in. Perfectly fine with that. We do have barge them at vet 3 squads. I know what they're playing, so we're going to try to toss a grenade. Two can play that game. I'll dodge your grenade and throw one back at you. I gotta be careful because this squad is low health. And I'm like, alright. These guys are down. They're getting shot at. Pretty low. Infantry is going to pull back again. I managed to capture someone to pull back and just heal up my guys. Now, this time, though... Keep in mind, there's no AT guns, and he's actually just left them there the whole time and never remanned them. He could have actually made just man. These are much better than these rocket warfers. Yeah, Raketenwerfers, basically rocket warfers in German. So I brought these guys a little too far out, which is unfortunate, but they're here to cover my men as I push in with my Easy 8s, and this guy is screwed. Making sure he doesn't get a Panther, right? He's about 20 fuel off from getting a Panther. He's going to try to heal up. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to pull my infantry up also. Now, if Juicebox threw a fuel cache down here, that would have been amazing. Not fuel. If he threw a flaming barrage down here, incendiary barrage, that would have been lights out for this guy. I'm trying to take out these AT guns here. And I did lose one, but it was worth it. I got to pull back. Juicebox made an assault here that was forced back. It's like... He's trying for the first time to really use SC-85s. He used to make T-34s. All his armor's up here anyway. That's a little unfortunate, but I managed to keep my tanks, and guess what? Another one's on its way. Well, once I have the manpower. And once it's done cooling down. And he's just going to move in with his KV-8. This is great at taking out infantry. He does have the flamethrower after all. But this guy's going to shift, so Juicebox has to be careful. I'm bringing up my own tank here, and these guys are going to hop in to that tank. Now, this is where it gets a little dangerous, right? I can't just move my one tank up here, but I'm telling Juicebox, I'm like, let's go. And look at the fire this tank already took. And it's dead already. So, I'm not using my Easy 8s very well in this match, at the beginning at least. Just the sheer... how clumped up all these guys are. I even have an AT I pulled in. Gotta bring this guy back. I don't want to lose another one. But we're able to, because you're kind of bunched up around here, we're able to push him back. And this is Vet 3 tank now. So they're winning the attrition war, you could definitely say that. Well, not with the attrition war, they're winning with their tanks in the attrition war. Losing a lot more tanks than they are. Now, the red player, if I hadn't taken out all this stuff, I'm even switching over to the... This is awesome, switching over to the... Basically, the extra AP shot, it's so deadly. Never back the hell up if you're ever going against an AT gun like this. It will rip you apart. I'm not even kidding. And look, he's going to lose his Vet 4 tank right now if I don't push in. It's worth it for me to try to take this guy out, and he's gone. And he was going out of control and Juicebox finished him off. I guess he got credit for the kill there. So, major shift, right? They lost their 2 tanks. This guy can't make any tanks except a command Panther, which is not as good. This guy just has infantry. You can only play up the manpower for so long, too. Probably has a lot of manpower, though. Juicebox is going after this guy right here. So, we're kind of repairing our tanks along the front here. Infantry's back. You know, they're pretty beat up, though, so I gotta keep reinforcing and healing them up. I'm pretty happy with my 3-vet. My riflemen did a great job in this match. I'm pretty happy with them so far. These guys could be vet 4 if the Americans went up to that. I definitely like the Americans. Like them a lot better than in the first one. I was really bad with the Americans in the first one. I was like, it showed you like your wins and losses. And I know that's online somewhere. I think it's on like COH2's website or something. I'm getting these guys to reinforce, also healing up everybody. But I was telling Juicebox, the infantry are like right around this wall. That's a bad engagement for me to take. You really want to pick your engagements. If you have guys in heavy cover, you better have some kind of artillery. You got to figure out how you're going to push them out of there. Maybe even charging a light vehicle that can maybe run over a wall. But you want to be taking engagements that favor you. An engagement like running headlong into these guys right here would not favor you unless you flank from the side or something. See, that's what I'd say. Choose your engagements. That's how you become like a better COH2 player. Don't just go after stuff you don't like. You saw me, I was too cocky with my tank when I was earlier in the match, and I kind of went in, and that was an engagement I shouldn't have taken, and that was like a poor mistake on my part. You know, I'm going right up against their own units here, and they just wiped out my squad. You can see I can't stand up to these guys, and I just had to pull back. I didn't even see, that squad was dead like that. But what he doesn't realize is that we have a lot of tanks. Now, this is their kind of big assault, they're down to 41 points. And I'm like, okay, we're moving in, tanks. Hop in your tanks, guys. We got to go. I destroyed that. I'm keeping my distance here. They're kind of focusing on his tank. And I don't care they kill my AT crews. I mean, it sucks they're there, and I'm going to lose them, but Juicebox infantry are pulling in. Artillery's going down. I managed to kill the officer. They are actually didn't manage to kill the officer. They're just retreating. Let's see what damage a blob like that can do. It's basically damage control right now. And they're shooting at this. I mean, they're not really doing anything, but it's kind of a waste. So I managed to reinforce these guys here. They can repair a little bit faster, I think. Just increase their accuracy. I'm repairing my tanks here. I'm not worried. I feel like we kind of won this so far already. Juicebox is going to hit this with artillery, the Katyusha. That was a good shot. When you get the Katyusha veteran and use the Contrary Barrage, especially on overcommanded West trucks, that's pretty deadly. I guess they're really HQs, not so much trucks. So my infantry's hurting right now. I did lose a squad there. I was very sad it was a Vet 3 squad like that. I mean, I could always make another one. In fact, I should probably make another one. I have 300 manpower. I could easily make another one and give it some, give it a bar. But I think I want to make another EZ8. I need to just overwhelm these guys with my sheer armor force here. So they have a command tank out here, and these guys are Vet 4. I have to be careful against this. And even at those guys are hiding and they decided to pull back. Interesting. And unlike the Americans, come marching in. Going right after this first unit here. I'm going to try to throw a grenade. I'm going to try to force these guys back. This is my point. I've had it most of the game. I'm not going to give up losing to that guy. So I'm going to move in. I like this engagement. 3 tanks, and I have my captain here, Vet 3. And I have the IS-2 trying to help me out. The Joseph Stalin tank. My tanks are kind of focusing on this guy. I'm trying to really focus on this tank in front of us. Your armor's getting hit. He's in trouble. The blob may be coming up. But he is in trouble, and I'm going to fall back. We managed to take out that truck. Just give my guy a little bit more veterans. He doesn't really do a whole lot. And the flamethrower tank is coming in. You know, these tanks aren't very good at taking infantry, but they do have the machine guns on them, so... Look at these guys, Vet 5. They're 5 men, but they're Vet 2. The reason they have no hell is because they put on the white phosphorus. And he's just pushing them back. He should just stayed there, probably. they can fire again, I guess. Yeah. So that's not good. And more infantry are coming in. Now, my guys are healing up here. I really need them to heal up because they have no health, pretty much. Captain's back at base. Could really use some more infantry on my part here. I'm going to let Juicebox use the cheap infantry, though. I actually hopped the rear echelon troops in here, but these guys are faster at repair anyway. Yeah. I'm going to move in with my one infantry squad, and yeah, actually take it back. These guys aren't so bad against the infantry. I'm going to toss a grenade in this trench here. I'm going to toss one at me. That's fine, I don't mind changing. Another Panther command tank coming out. Actually, this is the one they, yeah, it's not another. You can only have one. That was the one that got saved. That survived somehow because the blob was moving up. Anyway, you can see I have another tank. I feel like we're, you know, they're pretty screwed on this side. So I managed to catch them to pull back. The thing is, when it doesn't penetrate, it shocks the armor. I'm gonna move in. So we have 4 EZ-8s, 2 IS-2s collapsing on this flank. This guy's dead. ATs don't stand a chance. We're able to just produce that quality archers, and you know, we even have the 3-unit radio net, so we actually can coordinate and increase our fire with all our Shermans. Well, all my Shermans at least. And I'm gonna pull back again. You know, we're able to pretty much deal death blows, right? I'm still defending the point right here. So my job is pretty much gonna be reinforcing. These guys are back here, and I'm gonna have a new target. I know there's only 32 points left, but in case they were thinking about getting any tanks, which we know they're not. Well, actually, this guy's trying to get a Jagdpanzer, which we know they're not. But we didn't know that at that time. I'm going to try to hit this truck down here. The state now forgives him that he's dead. And he's just going to keep these guys off of the incendiary barrages. And they know they don't want to attack this area here. I love the IS-2s have been, you know, they were nerfed at one point, and now they're like so much better because they're explosive shells. And throwing a smoke grenade isn't gonna... Did that actually shock them? Interesting. It's a little too late for the Jagdpanzer. He's his own guys here. My men are still reinforcing. I'm trying to keep men off of these guys. So I'm actually gonna push in. He has all his ATs men up. They really want to take out Juicebox's guy. Juicebox's IS-2 there, but my tank's gonna come behind them, and small crews, they're gonna easily take these guys out. I say that. The gunners are going to take them out. And they're even shooting at the guy behind. I'm going to help Juicebox take out this headquarters here. Or at least I think. Alright, the timer started down because they neutralized the center point. And this is what you're supposed to do with the tanks. Get around the Jagdpanzer, shoot him in the rear armor. And he's actually self-destructing his own guy. And he managed to kill all his tanks. He's doing that to this one too. It's an act of desperation. He knows the game's not necessarily over, but it's going to be hard to overcome all these Sherman. And he's destructing this one also. Your tanks are nearby, you can't kill him. It's first to see all this equipment just left around. Anyway, he said good game. And that's not okay. So I have 17 points. I know my men are capturing this. I probably shouldn't, or his men captured that. So now it's time to quickly run down and take out this truck here. I've had a lot of fun with COH2 lately when I'm playing with my friends. I did 3 random matches, 4v4s, to kind of, you know, try to maybe get a good one. And 2 of them, multiple allies quit, and then one of them, 2 guys were killing each other. They were just arguing and shooting at each other. So I figured kind of what's the point? He's sending his own assault artillery down here. I don't know if he's trying to like spite his ally or something. I mean, it does give smoke, but he's going right through it and he's losing his own men. And he managed to kill the officer. So that's neutralized again. They're down to 5 points. Time for my tanks to do their job. I actually got it with the Katusha, which is pretty impressive. And they're a little mad. That's okay. But I should really take this truck out. That's what I plan to do. He's actually, Juicebox is hitting me with that artillery there. So yeah, this guy has pretty much lost his headquarters. There's like desperation. He's built another one. What is he training? He's training a a spotlight. Okay. So the easiest are gonna march in and take down this guy. I did capture that point with Juice Box. So they have less than 5 points remaining. They have no man left. We basically won this game. And yeah. So he's gone. Hope you guys enjoyed this match. I just want you guys to know. Keep that in mind about choosing your own engagements. If the enemy is behind a wall, I mean, there's not much wall left. Actually, there's no wall left. Well, there's a little bit here. If the enemy is behind a wall like this, don't run in it. You're going to be in the open and get shot. Really choose your engagement. And also, when you go with the lead infantry, you better know it's an attrition war. So if you lose a ton of those guys, you know, the 40-man power, you know, Storm Pioneers or Obersoldaten, be careful if you make that your core of your army. My core was a rifleman, pretty easy to replenish. You know, you can see they're 28-man power. Pretty easy to replenish. I kept my men mostly alive, and then my core was his tanks. So basically, come with the strategy. My strategy is to do the rifleman commander, get veteran riflemen, hold out the enemy with the captain and the ATs. You know, any kind of light armor that comes out, or even basic heavy armor that comes out, and then get the easy ace. And that was my strategy. So if you guys enjoyed this, leave a comment down below. Codberman221 signing off.